Airbnb versus e-commerce. Which business model wins? My honest take. 4 years ago, I was literally burning over £5,000 a month on Facebook ads just to sell dresses online. Today, I make more money without spending a single penny on ads, all because I switched to Airbnb hosting. But here's the truth. This isn't a get-rich-quick story. An Airbnb isn't for everyone. I'm just a semi-retired woman who turned over 50 with 2 properties hosted on Airbnb and a lot of opinions. So if you're wondering whether to start an online store or rent your space, let's break down my journey, the good, the bad, and the expensive mistakes, so you can decide what's right for you. No hype, just real talk. 1. My e-commerce days. Let's rewind. I'm Heidi, former web designer and ex-e-commerce addict. For years, I ran an online fashion store selling women's dresses, and honestly, I loved it until the sales became overwhelmingly stressful. Here's why e-commerce drained me. 1. Ads were a money pit. Every sale depended on Facebook and Google ads. If I stopped paying, silence. It felt like renting customers instead of owning a business. 2. The competition was brutal. Thousands of stores sold the same £50 floral dress. I was just another fish in the ocean. 3. Profit was a myth. After ads, returns, and fees, I kept maybe 20% of my revenue. £10,000 revenue, £5,000 ads, £3,000 fees, £2,000 profit. But then, I listed my spare room on Airbnb, and everything changed. 2. My Airbnb aha moment. I'll admit, I stumbled into Airbnb hosting. I had a spare room and a friend said, "Why not try it?" No business plan, no ads, just a few photos and an honest description. Within a week, someone booked for a month and extended for another 6 months. That's when I realized Airbnb is a search engine that pays you. Here's why Airbnb felt like a relief after e-commerce. 1. Built-in demand. Airbnb sends travelers to your listing for free. No ads, no SEO wars. 2. No inventory. Hell, unlike e-commerce, you're not stuck with 100 unsold dresses. Your product is your space, and it's always in demand. 3. Guests come back. I've had guests rebook 3 times this year. Try getting that loyalty from someone who bought a £50 dress. Selling a dress? One-time £50 sale. Renting a room, £50 per night, 20 nights a month. Do the math. It's a no-brainer. 3. Airbnb vs e-commerce, the brutal breakdown. Let's get nerdy. Here's my personal comparison after running both businesses. 1. Startup costs, e-commerce, £10,000 plus for inventory, ads, and web design. Airbnb, £0. 2. Time investment, e-commerce, initially 40 plus hours per week, ads, customer service, inventory. Once everything is set up, only 10 hours per week, checking messages, processing orders, and occasionally updating products. Airbnb, 10 hours per week, automated messages, cleaning work. I still do the cleaning myself. However, I have plenty of spare time, which is why I've been able to write my book sharing my Airbnb experience. My book, Airbnb Mastery, From Room to Revenue, Turning Your Room into Income, was recently published on Amazon. 3. Stress level, e-commerce, constant panic about ad ROI and returns. Airbnb, occasional guest quirks, but no ad anxiety. 4. Scalability, e-commerce, easier to scale if you have cash for ads and warehousing. Airbnb, location dependent, but you can add more properties. But if you just want to replace your income, you can simply doing that with 1 property. When I was a web designer in 2015, my salary was $35,000 per year. I have a 2-bedroom flat, and in the end, I made it 3-bedroom. That is why I added my second property, a rental apartment, which I live in, and rented its spare room for other guests. My verdict: Airbnb wins for my lifestyle. If you don't like sharing your living space with others, then this might not be for you unless you invest in additional properties. But here's the catch. This is my experience. If you love data ads and fast scaling, e-commerce might be your jam. 4. The downsides nobody talks about. Now, I'm not here to sugarcoat. Let's talk downsides. For Airbnb, guests aren't always angels. I've had a carpet stained, but Airbnb's insurance covered it. Regulations. Some cities restrict short-term rentals. Always check local laws. My city in London is okay. It's not passive. You need systems for cleaning, messaging, and maintenance. For e-commerce, add dependence. Your business lives and dies by algorithms. No loyalty. Customers chase deals, not relationships. Emotionally burnout. Constant worry about sales and searching for trending products. However, if you have substantial capital saved or can generate free traffic to your online store, e-commerce can scale more effectively. But for me, the trade-offs are worth it. I'd rather deal with occasional guest hiccups than beg Meta for another sale. 5. Who should choose e-commerce? Yes, really. Despite my Airbnb love, e-commerce is better for some people. Choose e-commerce if you love data, you enjoy tweaking ads and A/B testing product pages, you want to scale fast. Airbnb is location locked, e-commerce can go global. You hate face-to-face, prefer hiding behind a screen. E-commerce lets you avoid guests, but if you crave predictable income, less stress, and human connection, Airbnb wins. No contest. 6. How I run my Airbnb, minimal effort, max profit. Now, I'm no tech genius, but here's how I keep my Airbnb running smoothly. 1. Automated messages. Tools like Hospitable.com handle check-in instructions and FAQs. 2. Dynamic pricing. AirDNA adjusts my rates based on demand. 3. A star cleaner. I do the cleaning myself, but since my guests typically stay for extended periods, I only clean once a week. Airbnb reviews. Heidi's place felt like home. Total work time? 5 hours a week, and I'm semi-retired, so that's exactly what I need. If you're curious about Airbnb hosting, whether you've got a spare room, a vacation home, or just want a side hustle that doesn't eat your soul, I'd love to help you start. I've left a link to my Airbnb mastery course in the first comment. No pressure. It's just there if you want to skip the trial and error. But remember, this is my journey. Your path might look totally different. Do your research, trust your gut, and never let a stranger on YouTube make your decisions for you. Smash the like button if this gave you clarity, subscribe for more Real Talk Biz Chats, and hit the bell so you don't miss my next video. As always, be great.